Well, you know what? Funny you mentioned that. Let's go back into the Wayback Machine. Before we talk about this year's draft, let's go back to the year, let's say 2021. What if I told you that 4 of the top 5 quarterbacks selected will no longer be with their teams? Because
they suck?
Zach Wilson has been traded to the Broncos.
Are you kidding me?
I am not.
That's the Broncos' answer? What'd they give up? A 7th?
Let me look at the details.
Yes, it is a 6th or 7th round selection.
So Trevor Lawrence is the only one of the top 5 QBs in 2021 still with his original team. Zach Wilson to the Broncos, Trey Lance, Cowboys, Justin Fields, Steelers, Mac Jones to the Jags. So, yeah.
Listen, in the end, while it is surprising, it's not shocking. This is the game you're playing when you're drafting quarterbacks. And I know here it's like, look, we're headed to a draft Thursday, and everyone's like, wow, Caleb Williams. Wow, Jaden Daniels. Wow, JJ. The reality is maybe one of them turns out to be a star. Maybe one is good. The rest will stink. Mm-hmm. Why do you think we still talk about the 1983 quarterback class?
Yeah.
Where the Jim Kellys and the Marinos and all these great quarterbacks, because that is so rare.
Right. It is very rare. Speaking of quarterbacks, pretty much the consensus, it's Caleb at number 1. Is there a consensus at number 2?
No. Hell, this weekend you saw Jaden Daniels kind of bemoaning the fact that the Commanders haven't planted a flag, and then the Commanders brought in, what was it, all the quarterbacks to have dinner together in some weird Hunger Games twist. Look, if you're asking me, it would seem to be Jaden Daniels, but no, I wouldn't put money on it.
Okay.
Would you? In your fancy new draft hat?
Yes, I
Don't
would.
think I didn't notice that side patch.
Yes. Yeah, I would. I think that he is the number 2 pick, which leads into the next question then. Not even quarterback exclusive for you and David. Who's the safest prospect? You're a GM. Your job is on the line. Who is the safest, most can't-miss prospect in this draft?
Marvin Harrison. There's just not a knock on the kid. I mean, am I allowed to take a receiver?
Yeah, that's it. Yes, it's not quarterback.
Thank God he didn't say quarterback, because I don't like any of these people. No, I just know my team has to take one. I'd say Marvin Harrison.
Marvin Harrison. David?
It's tough to say this because he's an offensive lineman, but I got to go Joe Alt. He's been talked about as the top offensive tackle for a couple years now going into the draft.
But
I know.
Tackle's a brutal
That's what I'm saying. It's tough to say because of tackles. But
I'm not mad at that comment. Yeah. Notre Dame's got a pretty good pedigree for O-linemen as well.
Now Fashanu from Penn State?
No, I think Alt has separated himself there.
Okay. Flip side to that.
Uh-oh.
Because there's one every year. Who's the biggest red flag?
Red flag?
The guy that you're like, I don't know.
Hold on.
Biggest risk factor.
Okay, riskiest prospect?
Yeah.
Okay, red flag has a negative connotation.
Okay, yes,
like may have killed someone.
Okay, riskiest.
Crack dealer.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, won't get caught in a street race. Not that type of thing.
So you're just saying who is the boom or bust?
Yeah.
Risk? JJ. I think JJ's either going to be a star or be out of the league. It's not. It's. You mentioned Zach Wilson. It's total projection with JJ. I don't have any amount of tape knowing this is what I'm getting. I viewed JJ very similar to when Mahomes was coming out. Nobody thought Pat Mahomes was this. Mm-hmm. Mahomes was the guy who looked fun throwing 70 yards off his back foot in a 58-55 game at Texas Tech.
Right.
And none of that tape was going to transfer.
Can I say Kool-Aid? He keeps falling up and down everybody's draft boards. Corners are boom or bust.
How do you fall up?
Exactly. That's my point.
That's called Lane Kiffin.
I was about to say, there are people who fall up and they make a career of it.
But he's everywhere. Nobody seems to have a good read on the guy.
Okay. David?
He had my answer. He's good. Yeah.
Kool-Aid?
Yeah, Kool-Aid would be it. Or Xavier Worthy.
Really?
Let me give you another one. Let me give you a guy who seems to be falling. I don't love him. What about Chop? Look, he's not a defensive end. He's more of a, I hate to say, like an outside linebacker or a stand-up guy. He's going to have to cover people. He can't set an edge as an NFL player. He's just too tiny. Like, doesn't that end up hurting Chop Robinson?
It does, but I guess I've seen Chop just pretty much from that 23 to the end of the first round, maybe bleeding into the second round.
That's fair. All right. No, that's fine. That's fine. I guess it was more everyone just thinks he won't be there for the Lions, and I think he will, and I don't think they should take him because he's a different player than really what they need. I digress. More on that probably later in the week.
Yeah, he's not injured.
Rico, come on, dude.
Which team, not in the first round, but just overall, will make a move and surprise you and draft a quarterback? It's not like one of the top 3 quarterbacks, but what team will, you know what? I did not see that coming. This team, like the Lions when they went and got Hendon Hooker.
Wow. I mean, all right, so we have to then eliminate Raiders.
Right, Raiders,
Giants, Broncos.
Yeah. Well, the Broncos just got one, but yeah, that still would fall in there. Raiders,
What if
Broncos.
what if it was Penix in a backup role for a year where there's an aging quarterback? Like that's the Go ahead, David.
I'm glad you said that. I can't believe I'm going to do this. I'm going to tease a rumor. It is a top 10 team for Penix.
See, go ahead. Kenny, you're going to say something?
No, I was waiting for David to give me his teaser there.
I would say this. For me, Seattle. You're not really sold on Geno Smith long term.
Hometown hero. Geno plays one more year. You could sell tickets. That's for damn sure.
Right.
You know what? He's not wearing the draft hat because he's pretty. That's a good one. Because I still refuse to accept that they're not rebuilding.
No. So, all right. Who's that person that jumps into the top 10 pick? That just, you know what? We didn't see it coming, but all of a sudden, 48 hours, 24 hours outside the draft, they catch fire, and now they're the new hotness.
I mean, the easy one is the one you've been told about for months would be JJ. But I have no handle.
See, I think he's already there. So
okay, so we need some. Would Brock Bowers qualify?
Brock Bowers would qualify.
I mean, just a guy with prospect fatigue that really is a special football player, and maybe, like, would it shock me if the Jets took him at 10? No, I'll say Bowers for fun.
Byron Murphy. Wouldn't be surprised if he's the first defensive player taken.
Wow.
Would not be surprised.
I like how David said that so authoritatively. That beats me going, well, for fun, I think Bowers.
See, I wonder if it's just one of the corners. Somebody falls in love with a corner, and the next thing you know, the Jets want to pair him up next to Sauce. And now they got two on an island out there. All right. Final one, guys. Broncos did their reveal today of the uniforms. Mike, you know how you always say, you know what, make it classic, make it a change. They went old school with the orange jersey, and it was Randy Gradishar was in there with, I think, Patrick Surtain, and they had the D with the horse inside of it.
Yeah, they got the Steve Atwater era. It looks like their third jersey.
But they didn't quite finish the job. So they did a hybrid of their current jerseys with a mixture of the old school jerseys. Should they have just gone full out old school and just brought that Steve Atwater look back?
Yes.
The old Craig Morton jersey.
Yeah, 100%. These suck. This looks like an arena football league.
Yeah, these are very bland.
These are awful.
Right, because when I saw the video, I'm like, okay, bring those back for a game. Wow, these are not the.
Yeah,
once again, it's like the Detroit sign. You ordered one thing, that's what you got in return.
Yeah, these are bad. The only one I like is the 1977 throwbacks.
So, okay.
The Carl Mecklenburg era. Those are bad. I really have nothing more colorful to say.
That is your Blitz, 97.1.